Okay, from here, we are going to go to the requirement module. Click the requirement module icon on the left top. All right. Once you're here, you're going to see a lot of phases and documents under it. There are some samples that I have prepared for this lecture specific. Try to take a look at these documents and the base requirements that are registered. Uh, Registering requirements, which I am going to go walk you through. But for now, let's take a look at the sample. So these are the outcomes of the work that you are going to do in this module. You will create documents and you are going to register requirements based on the contents that you created for the document. And you are also going to connect all those unit requirements together to set up the traceability, and you'll be able to check on the status of traceability in different places of Silk Road Web. And also you'll be able to use those registered requirement information for like managing your configuration version control type of work, or you can also use it for connecting the information with the unit test results, or you can use these unit requirement informations in peer review activities. So basically, there are so many things that you can do by using the registered requirements from this module. So this module becomes very, very important when it comes to the usabilities and utilization of the information for your software development progress. Okay, first things first. Let's begin with creating new phase. You can create new phases by clicking the new phase button on the left top, or either you can right click on the empty spot of the left document list. Okay, let's just say it's a sample phase for the sample lecture. And next, you're going to have to put in the documents. To put in the documents, you have to activate the docs. All the documents created on the web server has to go through the doc system. Click on the phase and click create document, or you can use the button on the top, create document here. Then the docs will be activated. Okay, by using the MS Word functions, you can freely write down the contents, but there are some rules that we suggest for you to fully use the docs function to register the requirements that you write down. You're gonna need a specific part called the prefix or the start tag. Those star tags or our prefixes are going to be designated as the system ID. The system will recognize those parts to start defining certain area as a unit requirement. Let me quickly just show you. Let's say I'm going to use this format as a star tag or a prefix. And according to the rule, the contents should be written after I input an enter after that star tag. And if I put in another enter, then from there, the system will start to recognize another unit requirement. Or if you don't write anything else, then there will be only one requirement acknowledged acknowledged by the system. So to help you understand the contents better, I have prepared a sample document. Let's quickly go there and take a look at it. If you want to import a document from your local PC, look at the left up top to click the Publication tab, and to the right side there's an Import button there. Click it, and let's just ignore the warning message. Let's just close the current work, and then let's look for a sample document that we are providing. Choose to open up the capture training sample. Okay, so the Silk Road, the docs is asking you if you're going to use the document that you just chose to be a whole new document by pressing create, or if you want to update an old version of a document that's already been updated, that's already been uploaded on the web server, to override it by clicking the update button or cancel. Let's just create the document and see what we can do. Okay, the first phase on the left list that you chose in the first place will be defaultly selected. Click OK to confirm. The directory of the document that it's going to go in will be the sample phase. Okay, now it's imported. Scroll down to the bottom until you find the first requirement sample. Okay, let's begin learning how to register the requirements. Okay, there are two basic different methods to register the requirements. First, go to the requirement tab from the left top. First, you should click Add button, or you can either click the Capture button. With the Add button, you can register unit requirements one by one. But if you click the Capture button, then you'll start to register multiple requirements at the same time. But the subject who will search for the rule of the requirements will be the docs. So basically, the capture function will provide you with automatic functionalities to register multiple requirements, and add button will help you through registering unit requirements one by one whenever you want to one or two only few requirements to the system. Okay, let's learn from the add button to the capture button. Okay, press add button will do nothing right now. You have to choose a specific area of requirement that you would like to register as the requirement ID and the content. So as I mentioned before, you have to write in the start tag or prefix to make it as a requirement ID, and press enter to input the rest of the contents of the requirement, and press enter again to divide the currently written requirements from the next requirement that is about to come. So this is the basic method and basic form of the requirement that the docs will acknowledge. So let's see what happens if you drag the area and click add button. Okay, here it is. If you use the add button, the system will just automatically provide you with a default system ID. So from here, you can correct the system ID, how the system ID will be looking like. You can add it here, so the rest of the other requirement IDs will be unified with the one that you just wrote, starting with SSS. And we'll also have this 3-digit numbers. Okay, we'll get back to the explanation on the requirement ID writing. Okay, for now, I'm gonna go through the other area of the add function quickly. Okay, to the right side, there will be a property window there. You'll be able to write down some properties that has things to do with the current requirement that you are about to register to the system. And on the bottom, there's a traceability area, which you can use to set the traceability link with the upper requirement. So for now, there's no list here or any other upper level requirements written. But let me walk you through some sample and examples. So you can just refer to the video only. You don't have to follow me to the same thing. Okay, just let me show you. I'll click the link button here to find out the upper level requirement. Okay, this is a different document from a different phase that I chose. From here, you'll be able to see the pre-registered requirements from previous works. So I'm going to choose some of the upper level requirements as targets to be linked to the current requirement that I'm about to register to the system. Okay, click OK. And if you click once again, then the registration, let's take a look at the left side of the docs. The registration of the current requirement was done, and setting the traceability link with the upper level requirements were done at the same time. So that was quite almost everything about the add function. And so from here, let's learn about the capture function. Click the capture button on the left top side. Okay, once you click the capture button, there will be a capture window popping up. And from here, you have to fill in some fields with the stars left to it. Okay, first let's type in the tag type. And the target requirement is this one right here. Okay. So among the 6 different types, you're going to use the basic type, the one on the top that does not have any special marks next to the prefix. Okay, and the star tag will be SSS. And if you click scanning, then there will be requirements found. There will be requirements found that matches the tag type and the star tag. There's only one left with this condition. And you can see that the button named scanning was turned into the capturing button. This means once you're done with scanning the target requirements to be registered, you can start clicking the capture button to register that part, that found part, as the requirement. So yeah, let's just click capturing button. All right, now the second one, SSS002, was captured. If you would like to quickly get to the location where the requirement is at, just quickly double click on it. Then the system will take you there. Okay, the next method of requirement registration will be this type here. The ones with image, ones with the equations, and the ones with the table. And they all have the and tags here. The similarity of these 3 requirements is that they have the and tag. Okay, let's quickly get back to the capture function here. Let's put in the capture condition. The tag type now has square brackets. So let's quickly choose the square bracket type from the tag type. And start tag remains the same. Just leave it that way. And the end tag that I mentioned about should be found. So let me quickly just type in. It's um, case sensitive, so you have to consider which letter that you are writing in. And from this moment on, I'm going to have to tell you about the end tag option. So if you choose the include end tag, then the system will capture uh, an area for the requirements, including the end tag. So the contents of the requirement will include the end tag as a part of the requirement. But if you choose the exclude end tag here from here, then the system will literally exclude this end tag part from the registration. And if you choose to delete the end tag, then the system will erase the end tag from the document. It will be erased and got rid of as soon as you register it to the system. So those are the features. Those are the key features of the end tag options. Please keep that in mind. Okay, let's quickly scan it now if the system could find it well. All right, the three requirements that I just explained were all found. Click OK or capturing button to confirm the registration of the requirements. All right, now it's well done. So I'm gonna quickly get back to the requirement, the last requirement that I just registered. Okay, from S008, I'll be using a different type again. Click the capture button again, and let's take a look how it looks like. Okay, this type is inside a table cell this time, but it doesn't have any square brackets or arrow-headed brackets. So from the tag type, I'm going to choose the normal one again. And start tag remains the same. The end tag now has to disappear. And I'm going to have to choose an option from here to make sure the system will look through or look into the table, whether the table has requirements or not. So I'm going to choose this button right here, capture keywords inside tables. All right, if you scan it from here, then there will be 3, 8, 9, 10 requirements scanned, and you can capture from here. All right, 3 requirements were captured. Now, let's move on to the next type of requirements. So this time, the requirements are inside a specific paragraph or phrases. So to look for these requirements, to scan these requirements and register them, let's get back to the capture function and see if they have any brackets around it. Yes, they do. And the start tag remains the same. They don't have any end tags. And let's click the option that we have to capture keywords within phrases. Scan them. Then there will be 2 cited to be captured. So quickly capture them and check on them once again to see if they are well registered. Yes, they are well registered. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this time we have to look for the requirements that's inside a table and inside of a paragraph at the same time. So 2 different options should be filtered. Okay, let's do this. The tag type remains the same. Start tag remains the same, and there are no end tags, but the options below the start tag, they all should be included. They all should be selected, and they are searched with the and condition. So the target requirements has to abide by these two different options at the same time so that they can be found. Okay, let's scan them. Now, see how many there are from 13 to 18. Okay, capture them. All right. From 13 to 18, they are all well captured. Okay, let's move on to the next capturing type. Okay. So this capturing type is providing a function that you can register the requirement that you are looking at right now and setting the traceability link to the upper level requirement at the same time. So registering and traceability setting will be done at the same time. So it's kind of a convenient functions that's being provided. Let's take a look how it works. Okay, let's move to the capture button once again and choose the fourth type of tag type. Okay, and the start tag will be triple S. And try to scan it, and the system will successfully find it and successfully also spot where the upper level requirement set, and click capture or OK button to confirm registration and the traceability setup at the same time. Let's quickly check it. Okay, and move on to the left top side to see if the upper level requirements are well linked, and they are well linked. Okay, the last type shares quite the same principle. They just have different type of bracket. Okay, let's quickly get back to the capture function on the left top side. Click it, choose the tag type as the one with the different brackets. Type in the star tag and scan that. And here is the preview of the target requirement and the upper level requirements. Click capturing to confirm the registration and link at the same time. Get back to, let's move on to the left side. Choose the last requirement that you registered and look on the document side and on the left top side to confirm the both featurettes. We've learned the full functions of the tag types that's provided from the system, but there's just one more thing to add, that there's a tag type called keyword, which is under development. So it will be soon enough to release the whole scale of the function. Sooner or later, it will be released officially. You can be excited to see the next version of SILKROAD ALM to experience this feature. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the video. The next is going to be the standalone docs.